I am Dr.S.Vengatesh. Today we'll discuss about the case studies in cybersecurity. The case study in cybersecurity, we'll focus on integrity, confidentiality, and availability of the cybersecurity is concerned. Here, let us see about the network securities which are concerned in each and every aspect of your cybersecurity case studies. So here there are a set of rules and configuration which has to be monitored and which has to be governed by each and every securities. So the set of rules and configuration we will discuss about and controls and incoming and outgoing connections which are to be used for a cybersecurities are discussed here. And next, let us see about the prevention methods and prevention threats from entering or spreading on the network. This is also considered in each and every case of the case studies. And next, we discuss about what are the aspects which you have to look after network securities, which are concerned in our cyber securities. So evaluate the efficient and sufficiency of current set of rules and configurations, the evaluation risk and assessment tools which are required, check for vulnerabilities in each and every aspect of the case studies or the threats which comes in, incoming connections controls and outgoing connections control, and verify the updated versions of the best practices handling security threats. These are the topic which has to be discussed in this case studies. And next is about the data loss prevention. How this data loss prevention can happen. So, for example, we look after the digital guardian, which has to be in our cybersecurity, and the mobile devices that are the gadgets which are carry out are they prone for a lot of threats. So, here in this case, we have to stop our data loss and with the help of the cloud applications. So our electronic gadgets nowadays, our smartphones or our laptops works under the principles of cloud applications. So where our threat is very high in this case of when used through the internet. So in order to prevent this data loss, we have to protect data by focusing on location, classification, monitoring of information. So these are the three cases where we can look after the uh, data loss preventions here. So based on locations means where at in which location we are using it, and classification of how the data is classified, whether it is a vital information or it can be used for a future cases or something it can be monitored. So all this can be viewed in our classification. And monitoring of information in the sense is how does we monitor it? So in what case it get monitored? So maybe at rest or in use or in motion, whether we are traveling or whether the data is just to be uh, run or whether it has to be classified. And another case here it is data loss prevention here. So we have to prevent our data loss with the help of data loss prevention. There are certain things we have to analyze here: the subscriber, the access network, the splitter, and the router which is split up our data, and the analyzer which we work on, and the employees workshop which has conducted, and directory and access right services are there. So here in this case, we have to look after the employee workshops. We have to conduct a lot of workshops to the employees in order to say about the importance of data loss and the importance of cybersecurity threat which happens in the industry nowadays. So data loss prevention here it is information leak detections and preventions are to be monitored here. So information leaks, how did the information it gets leaks and how does it gets to be prevented, information leak prevention, what measures we are take after for it, the content monitoring and filtering also is look here, and information protection and control, how the information is controlled and protected, and execution and prevention of systems are also will be classified here. So the data loss prevention here it is. In the case here it is, the standard security measures are to be followed and advanced security measures has to be followed and designated systems has to be followed here. So standard security measures, when you look after here, it is the firewalls, the intrusion of detection systems, antivirus softwares, and an advanced security measures here it is the employee machine learning and temporal reasoning and algorithm to detect abnormal access to data. And this designated system here it is detects and prevents unauthorized attempts to copy or send sensitive data intentionally or unintentionally. So the designated systems has to detect and prevent unauthorized attempts to copy or send sensitive data. Suppose we are working in a sensitive data uh, database, whether unknowingly or intentionally, we have happened to send some data to our colleagues or some other purposes for some other purposes. So in order to prevent our data, we have to be much careful in classifying whether it is a very important data or whether that data is required for that particular employee or particular colleagues to use it. So in that way, we have to designate a system which are to be monitored carefully here. And the next case is about the cloud security. When it comes about the cloud security, protection for data online via cloud computing platforms are from theft, leakage, and deletions happens here. So the threat in the cases here it is data breaches can happen, data loss can happen, account hijacking can happen, service traffic hijacking can also happen here. So the workload has to be monitored with the help of people, data, and infrastructures here. So the infrastructure here it is the authentication, access control, secondary approval, use behavior analyticals, logging and recording of each and every one, and encrypting key management and configuration management and logical segmentation. So all these things has to be looked after in the cloud security. And possible areas of security breaches, vulnerability in data storage devices, on-site data guardians, security threats, detections, and mechanism. Increased attack surfaces, lack of visibility and tracking, ever-changing workloads, DevOps sections and operations, security and operations and automation, granular privileges and key management, complex environment, cloud compliance and governance. And again, look about the cloud securities, evaluate and eradicate opportunities for hackers, efficiency of built-in firewalls, identification of cloud assets, qualify and control for cloud assets, enforcement of protections policies for cloud assets, proper and well-designed privileges, grant system, geographical distributions of analysts. So when you look about all this intrusion reduction system monitoring, packets are governed here. So monitors a network or system or a malicious activity or policy violations. So types here it is we look after the network intrusion reductions, host-based intrusion reductions, perimetric intrusion reductions, VM-based intrusion reductions. So these are the case studies we look after in all the data breaches happens in industries. So data breaches in such cases look after the case studies of each and every individuals who work on the cloud computing or who work on the cloud environment are prone for the cybersecurity threats. Thank you.